Welcome to the New England Business Alliance podcast. Connect your business with the right resources.
Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the NEBA podcast. Today, I'm so happy to be talking with Barry Braunstein, a fantastic photographer. And as a former photographer myself, I always love geeking out about photo things. So I'm thrilled Barry's here to join us. How did you get into photography? Every photographer has their own story, how they became a photographer. Mine was easy. My mom worked at Nikon, and I had all these cool things to play with when I was a teenager. But
toys.
Oh, lots of toys. So how did you get into photography?
Wow. So, the earliest memories I had was my father had a Kodak Retina 2A, which was a little film camera. And I used to play around with that and stuff. And then I got my own camera and started shooting in high school. And I've been shooting ever since, but mostly, family and a little bit of paid gigs on the side and everything. For a number of years, had my own darkroom, did some product photography again on the side. After about 40 plus years in high-tech sales and marketing, I was looking for something different to do. And I love photography. I love the gear. I love the results. I love playing around with all that stuff. So I decided to start a new career. And I studied with the world's top headshot photographer out of New York City after I decided I wanted to do headshots. And studied under him for a couple of years remotely and launched my business. And I'm having a blast. I love doing what I'm doing. It's so much fun and really helping people look their best and feel comfortable in front of a camera and all those kinds of things.
And that is the hardest thing to do in photography. Because I know, as a former photographer, I hate having my picture taken. I so much rather be behind the camera than in front of the camera. And
Me too.
30 years in corporate, there's always been okay, it's time to do headshots. And I hated about 90% of every headshot I ever had. I'm too pale, I'm too fat. Why am I having this glazed look in my eye? I don't look like this. This does not look like the way I see myself. And so you've decided to do the hardest thing there is to do in photography. Take good headshots. So
it's a story of my life. Even throughout my career, I always chose the most difficult products to market or sell and everything. So I'm used to this, but I love the challenge. I really do.
Yeah, no, and it absolutely is. How do you deal with someone coming in? It's like, I need a headshot.
So a couple of things. Some of it is process. Some of it is lighting and, just the look, because I use a very unique style of lighting and approach and things. So first of all, in my studio or if I'm on location, the clients can see the images as we go along because I have a monitor positioned near where they're standing. And so usually what I do when they first show up is we chat a little bit, and we also have a pre-shoot consultation on the phone, just so I know the kind of look that they're going for. And, we talk a little bit about some of their concerns. I have a big nose, I have a this, I have a that. What should they wear? Makeup for women, all those kinds of things. So when they show up to my studio, we've already talked. We're not strangers. We've already begun that relationship. So then they get here, and so we sort of, calm things down a little bit, and then we get started, and I take some test shots. And usually the reaction that I get is, oh, wow, because they've never seen themselves lit so well, right? You need to know how to light the face. Lighting the face is very different from other kinds of lighting because you're up close and personal, you're really tight, and you have to know how to light the face for men, for women, for different skin types and everything.
Oh, absolutely. You never know where the shadows are coming from. And you've got something a little too high, you're going to get shadows under the eyes and make people look tired. And you do too cool a temperature, and it just sucks the color out of people. Right.
So all of that comes into play, and that's a lot of the technical stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So the technical stuff, the lighting is phenomenal. It fills in all of the crevasses and everything. And also we can do a lot of work in post as well, although usually I like to get it as right in camera as possible. But then it comes down to just being able to help people feel more comfortable.
And that's the hardest part. It's kind of like
Yes.
going to the dentist. It's something you have to do, but you
You know,
oh
most
yeah.
most people would rather have root canal than have their headshot taken, right? And so I do a number of things to help them relax. And I'm also teaching them how to pose and literally how to smile with their eyes, finding the right angle of their head that looks the best and everything. And part of the process is teaching them that, which in the process of doing so takes their mind off of all of the concerns that they have. And I'll ask them as we're going along on the monitor, okay, are you liking what you're seeing? What do you like? What don't you like? And there are things that I can do to adjust, some of the things, like, for example, if somebody is very broad shoulders, so you have them turn to the side a little bit, right? So now they're not presenting all of this width in front of the camera. They're presenting a little bit like this, and then they turn their head back, and then they push their head forward and down a little bit like this. So there's all sorts of things that you can do to help people look better. And in the process of doing that, again, we're bantering back and forth, and I'm taking pictures sometimes when they least expect it, and all of these things. And
Sneak attack photography is always a way
Yep.
to do it.
Got to do it, and then oftentimes if we're in the middle of a shoot and they're getting a little worked up or tense or whatever, I'll have them do something like, give me your best imitation of a blowfish, and then they'll go, huh? And I'll say, yeah, give me your best imitation of a blowfish. And they'll go, and I'll take the picture, right? And I'll just say, well, that one's going on Instagram tomorrow,
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
breaks the ice and everything. So, there's a lot of things you can do, but mostly it's teaching people how to look their best in front of a camera. And most people do all sorts of weird things when they get in front of a camera because they don't know what they're doing. So I help them with that.
Yeah, you usually get the say cheese smile.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
it's getting a picture of you and your friends at the bar is going to be very different than a professional headshot. And
Right.
yeah, it's tough because you feel fake, and it's just like, okay, turn to the side, move this way, move
Yeah.
that way, and
Yeah.
meanwhile you're thinking, oh dear God, I'd really rather be anywhere in the planet than doing this. So
And their
I can
smile
see 90% of
Yeah.
this being psychology and 10% being photography.
It is. I use those exact figures. I say we're 90% psychologists and 10% technicians, right? I mean, but the 10% is real important. You need to know what you're doing. And again, my experience in sales, I've been working with people since I was a teenager and everything. So, I have a way of helping people feel more comfortable. But again, you got to engage their brain. You have to give them something to do so that they're learning and they're not, stuck in whatever it is that they're worried about in terms of their physique and things like that.
And they have to talk to you, not the camera. The
Right.
camera's just there. They have to
Right.
be connecting with you, talking with you. There just happens to be this black plastic thing that you put up in your face every once in a while. That's
Yeah, a
not the
little
important
expensive
thing.
plastic
You are.
thing, but yes.
They don't need to know
Yes.
that. You need to know how many thousands of
Right.
dollars you spent on your baby. But the
Yep.
person getting the picture taken, that's just a big scary eye staring at them. You have to get them looking at you, not the
Right.
camera.
Most of my clients come in and we do a variety of looks. In fact, I encourage my clients to bring various changes of clothing, and we'll do more formal, less formal, some casual and everything. I've got different colored backdrops if you really want to go down that route. I've got hand painted backdrops, and you can do a black and white treatment. I've done some color photographs. I shoot in color, but I can also come in and process in black and white, which is which I do by hand. I don't just desaturate and apply a filter to it. And you can get a really cool look if you want something that stands out.
So, do you have any examples of some headshots that you're really proud of that you look
Oh,
at like,
absolutely.
damn, I did good.
Yeah, we all have some that are really great. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So this one is of a gentleman who actually came to me via a program called Portraits for Patriots, and we're an organization, a nationwide organization of volunteer headshot photographers, and we provide a free headshot, a complimentary headshot in session to military members who are transitioning from the military into civilian life. And this gentleman came to me and used to fly helicopters in Afghanistan and was transitioning out. And I could have shot him all day long. I mean, he just got in front of the camera. He was, within like 5 minutes, I think we got this shot. And I'm really proud of it. I just love it. And he's got that confident smile look that, is just great. Here's another shot of a woman who is a dermatologist.
Oh, that's got
And
to be tough because people are definitely going to start staring at her skin.
yeah, and her skin looked amazing, right? And she was really good in front of the camera and everything. And the lighting, she just looks really, really good. A headshot, by the way, the word headshot is often confused with portraits. Sometimes people mean it's the new word for portraits, if you will. But a headshot literally is a crop from about here up, right? It is literally a shot of the head. A portrait can be anything from, what we'll call a headshot, but it's really not. Usually it's showing more torso. It can be showing even more all the way down to the feet if you want. So it's really about crop and what you're showing. So some of my clients want a little bit of a different look. They want more of a portraity look for their brand or whatever. Maybe they want to give that power pose and everything. So obviously I can do that, or some clients want to show them sitting on a stool. So let me show you some examples of clients that I've shot that offer that. She wanted more of the power pose. She's got a little bit of a turn, and we're showing more of a torso look, right? Similar look for some of the guys. And then this gentleman, he's a voiceover actor, and he wanted, as part of his brand, he wanted to show a little bit more of a casual look than him sitting on a chair and everything. So we did this shot, and this is against a painted background, and it's kind of a cool look. So, you can shoot different things and everything. Just be aware that if you're shooting for something like LinkedIn or even a corporate website, you're typically going to have a limited amount of real estate for the image. And so the real purpose is to show who you are, meaning your face and your expression. And so that's why headshots have become very popular, is because you have a limited amount of real estate and you really can't get a sense of somebody if you have a very small image and that image is also including the body. Now the face is maybe this big in there and you can't tell who the person is. So that's why headshots have really become, prevalent in the last number of years.
Okay, we're nearing the time where we're going to be wrapping up. Someone calls you going, oh God, I hate headshots. 3 things that you say to calm them down and get them ready to come in and face the camera.
Usually, some of them are funny, or at least I think they're funny. Some of them say, look, I've never lost a client yet. Everybody survives. Number 2 is most people would rather have root canal than have their headshot taken, so you're not alone. And, I've faced all different people with different kinds of looks and different concerns about their looks and everything. And I mean, I've got 130, I think, 5-star Google reviews at this point. So, I think I'm doing pretty well about helping people look their best and stuff. And I'll work with you. Come to my session. We'll prep and everything. And I'll work with you until you get shots that you like. My sessions for individuals actually book for 3 hours. Most don't take that long. But the idea is that there's no time pressure. So we'll take as much or little time as you need, that you require to feel comfortable. I'll do what I can to help you. You'll be able to see the images as we go along. And it's really a collaborative effort. I'm going to work with you. You're going to work with me. We're going to work together. And I guarantee you'll get images that you'll actually love.
Where is your studio, and how far will you drive if you need to do a location shot?
Great question. So my studio's in Wellesley. I will drive, the most I've driven is 3 hours to a client. I've had clients come to me from as far away as Springfield and as Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I think I'm worth it, I guess, is the answer. But no, seriously, it's an investment. It's a one-time thing. So you want to really get it done right. And there really is a difference between, works and photographers and everything like that. So, when you're going to choose a photographer, I'd encourage you to really look seriously at their work and compare them side by side so you can see really what the differences are.
So how can people see your work? What's your website? How can people find you?
So my website is www.barrybraunsteinphotography.com. I apologize, it's a long URL, but my name is long and I've been stuck with that for many years. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram and everything. But the best place is just go to my website. You'll see examples of my work, as well as you have the ability to see pricing and book my calendar and book a headshot session right directly online.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure speaking to someone who remembers the day of developing this stuff with that weird vinegary smell in the background and the red lights and
oh God. It was very nostalgic, and I'm glad we're not there anymore.
and I love the fact that now you can see the shot as opposed to waiting to get the film and going, ooh, I needed to fix that.
Yeah, or oh geez, I didn't put that in right, did I? So yes.
Yeah, and
digital
that also
is
I
wonderful.
can see that especially for the people sitting that can see their shot immediately. So it's not just this weird, I'm looking into this strange thing while this guy is talking to me. You can see the results as they happen, and they can go, ooh,
Exactly.
oh, okay, I looked better this way than that way. Oh, okay, let's do it.
Right.
Because that way they can feel like a part of the process as opposed to just a mannequin.
Exactly. It's a learning process, and you can see people's progress if you start looking at the original images versus the images towards the end of the session. People do learn, and that's exciting for me, and it's taken their mind off of the fact that they're doing this in front of a camera.
Excellent.
So
It was such a pleasure speaking with you. I have a fantastic week, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good talking with you. Take care.
Thanks for joining us for the New England Business Alliance podcast. Join us next time for more business resources.